Well, it's just one more race before the holiday break. The Area Florida State Builders Pro Series from Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a home track for many of the NASCAR teams, but of course everyone here tonight is at home in their iRacing rigs, getting set up for round number 7 of the Area Florida State Builders Pro Series. Kyle Heyer joined tonight by Finian D'Acuna and Hunter Sleppy. Finian, welcome aboard. Charlotte's been an interesting week this week. Monday, pretty much caution-free from flag to flag. Tuesday, a very different story, but tonight a full field and 130 laps on the horizon. Who knows what tonight will hold?
I was going to say, if anything's been certain this week is that Charlotte's provided some fantastic racing, like you mentioned, for the Cup Series. Green flag the entire way, but it was far from boring, entertaining side-by-side racing the entire night long, coming down to the checkered flag. The Truck Series a little bit more with some yellows, but again, some still hard-fought racing between these drivers, and like you mentioned, full field of 43 here tonight, and again, with such talent in this field this season, I can't wait to see these guys get on track and duke it out.
Indeed, as qualifying still going on, one of the drivers in the field that's looking for redemption from last night is Travis Beckner, who you see there 7th in the point standings, but above him you see 3 drivers locked in. Scully's won 4 races, Jake Nichols, Richard Thomas in with a win. Then it's Euroshak, Tyrion, Hearn, and Beckner that we talked about was so close to winning last night, but just spun the tires on the restart, Kyle, and really just chaos and carnage in the turn 1.
Yeah, and there was a lot of chaos and carnage last night Tuesday night in the Truck Series race. And who knows what tonight will hold. Qualifying has mostly happened for the cars on track now, but we'll head down to the racetrack, catch the remaining bits of qualifying a little bit late this evening, finishing up a GT World Challenge America stream over at Watkins Glen. And it's why I've got decidedly a fairly dumb hat on my head. And because I've now mentioned it to you, I feel obligated to show you that I'm wearing a dumb elf hat. But with qualifying completing now, Ryan Hart's up in the top 10, Ben Pierce 11th. Jake Nichols has yet to qualify. Eric Wineland is on track now.
Yeah, Wineland flying his way on the high side in 1 and 2, which is a bit of an interesting strategy. I would think, typically you want to see these guys take the shorter way around, run the bottom of the track, but Wineland opting for the top lane, now going to go bottom in 3 and 4. And this is his time lapse, so he's going to be having his one and only attempt here as he comes to the checkered flag.
Going to be interesting to see how this one plays out with a full field of 43. Wineland, one of the 43 in this field. Looking at his qualifying time, not good enough for the top 10. Going to be down in 27th, but nonetheless, we'll see him make the climb from the bottom all the way up to the top.
And the face to match. Not stoked with it, but could have been worse. James Scioli just starting his lap right now, so we'll check back in with him. Here comes Bryce Senesac. He is working his way around to complete his qualifying effort. Let's see where the Senesac machine in the 09 will land. And it is 166.083 miles an hour. Good enough for a 31.518 and lands him 12th, Finian. Not a bad lap.
Yeah, really solid lap for the number 09 machine. So up to 12th he will go. Going back to James Scioli in the number 7. He's rocketing around the bottom part of the track to come finish his one and only lap as he comes flying on through the quad oval. Across the line for the 7. 31.627. That's going to put him way back in 25th.
Yeah, did not expect that lap time from the 7 of Scioli. And like I said, he's got 4 wins on the season. And speaking of 4th, that's where the 73 of Jake Nichols resides. And about a minute left in qualifying. Let Casey Lakatos going out. But surprised to see Alan Elwood on the pole for the time being, because he's had such a rough go to start out this season. The first 3 races for the Pro Series in Elwood's return to the Area Pro Series. First time since Season 3 he's done a full series schedule. Average finish 39th, and that's through Daytona, Vegas, Kentucky, and then the last 3 he's rolled off a couple of top 10s with an average finish of 9th. So it seems like Elwood starting to get that machine in the right direction.
Quick look at the results here for qualifying from Charlotte. Elwood on top of the board, as mentioned. JT Poole second, then John Furness, Jake Nichols, Greg Mitchell, the rest of your top 5. Richard Thomas, Garrett Grant, Brandon Bowie, Cameron Hearn, and Alex Weaver round out your top 10. Good qualifying effort there for Alex Weaver in the number 62. And we get a quick look down the rest of the order before things reset for the warm-up and then race session. With this race here this evening, again, we saw very different patterns on Monday versus Tuesday with the Cup versus Trucks. Finian, how do we expect this race to go? It seems like the trajectory would take us on that caution-free route versus double-digit yellows, but with a big field, who knows?
Yeah, really. I mean, who does really know what's going to happen with such a big field of drivers? It really is going to depend on how how willing these guys are going to be to, be patient, take it easy early on, because we do have 130 laps on the clock. It's quite a few laps to go through. So if drivers are going to be more patient early on, we may see ourselves get a green flag run, especially when they start to get spread out. But if they're going to be on top of each other all night long, we could definitely see a couple cautions fly.
I think it's inevitable with 43 drivers that something's got to give, whether it's up front for the lead or in the outskirts of the top 10 or even back in 25th. Every spot matters, Kyle, and these guys are going to prove that tonight, and I feel like we're going to be in for quite a treat. It's going to be a little bit chaotic, but nonetheless, should see some good racing.
I was meant to show just JT, not myself. There's JT Poole getting set up for his race. We've got on board with Travis Beckner again, and we'll get to see his on board here this evening as well. But race fans, be sure to subscribe to the Area iRacing Twitch channel. As a subscriber, you'll have Area iRacing emotes to use in the chat. You'll also earn double channel points as a subscriber that you can use to redeem for free merchandise, all at the price of just $5 a month. And before we get down to a Roasted Gems coffee starting lineup, it's going to be a big one tonight. Race fans, start your engines with a fresh cup of Roasted Gems coffee. Choose from some of the finest coffee beans from Colombia and Peru, or try the blended flavors of French vanilla and hazelnut. Use discount code Area iRacing for 10% off your order at checkout at roastedgems.com. All right, it's going to take us a while to get through the starting grid, so let's make our picks early. I think I'm owed a couple back picks, but I'm just going to go with one tonight. I think a safe pick to win this race doesn't exist in the top 10 because every time I pick them, they're going to crash. But I'm going to roll with Elwood's so good here. I have to take the pole sitter. Alan Elwood's my pick, Finian.
All right, I think for me, listen, Steven, though he's starting 25th, he's pretty dominant in this car. I'm going to have to go with James Kelly, the number 7. He's going to climb through the field and take a W here tonight.
All right, well, my pick went out the window. Thanks there, Kyle. I'm going to go with the Connor Euro Shock Machine. Still has yet to win a race this season, but I feel like tonight will be the night he gets it done.
All right, let's have a look at our starting lineup here. The Roasted Gems Coffee starting lineup. On the front row, it's Alan Elwood in that number 10. JT Poole starts alongside him in that first row.
Down front is going to be lined up in third place, and the number 28 machine, Jake Nichols, in the 73, going to be lined up in fourth.
And in fifth place, it's Greg Mitchell in the number 2 Ford Mustang. Richard Thomas starts sixth in the number 37.
Back in seventh is going to be Garrett Grant, the number 5 in seventh place. Next to Brandon Bowie in the number 23, rolling off in eighth.
Ninth place, it's Cameron Hearn in the number 4 Mustang. Alex Weaver starts 10th in the number 62 Chevy.
Reinhardt's going to be rolling off from 11th place in the number 3 machine. Ben Pierce in the 65, going to be going off from 12th.
And 13th place, Bryce Senesac in the number 09 Toyota Supra. David Weishart 14th in the number 33.
Number 43 is going to be Matthew Bell, starting from 15th place. Next to him is going to be Alex Bell in the number 15 car, starting from 16th.
Eugenio Alonso, 17th place in the number 86. Chris Rabel, 18th in the number 29 Ford.
Nico Garcia is going to be rolling off in the 41 from 19th place. Rounding out your top 20, Clayton Montgomery in the 45.
And 21st place, Bronson Stafford in the number 61. Connor Urashak starts 22nd in the number 12.
Back in 23rd, Sean Petchin in the number 69 machine. Next to him, Justin Adesoga in the 88 in 24th.
And James Scioli rolls off from 25th place. Jeremy Miller, 26th to the number 30.
Back in 27th, Mason Kane in the number 31. Next to him, Casey Lakatos in the 28th place position in the 50.
Cahill Holmes, 29th to the number 14. Justin Munsell, 30th to the number 6.
Eric Wine's going to roll off in the 66 from 31st. Next to him, Brad Slaughter Jr. in the number 8 from 32nd.
And 33rd place, Travis Beckner in the number 27. Danny Ware, 34th in the 49.
Jane Terrian's going to roll off in the number 9 from 35th. AJ Roderick in the 56 from 36.
37th, Steve Durham in the number 1. Ed Robertson, 38th in the number 64 car.
Julio Villalobos Jr. in the 78 machine from 39th. It's going to be Jordan Martin rounding your top 40 in the 38 car.
And 3 more cars. Colin Fambro, 41st in the number 18 car. Brody Falliker, 42nd in the number 42. Then Spencer Brown starts 43rd in the number 95. Wow. That was quite the run through there, isn't it? 130 laps is the race distance here at Charlotte. This is the last race for a couple of weeks as everyone heads into the holiday break. Thanks for joining us here on Sim TV on a pretty frantic night for myself. It's about to get much more frantic down in the virtual banks of Charlotte Motor Speedway. Pace cars off. Alan Elwood is in command of the field. And here we go from Charlotte in the area. Florida State Builders Pro Series. Green flag, and we're underway from Charlotte. Oh, spin, crash already. Bronson Stafford is one of them. And his night is almost over before it starts. We'll check in on that a little bit later as the field rockets out of turn 2. JT Poole takes the lead away from Elwood. Elwood to second, Jake Nichols to third on the high side.
Solid dogfight for position between both of these drivers. Neither one letting up. Elwood try to see if he can carry something around the top. It's going to be JT Poole coming out of turn 4, though. A lead lap 1.
2 1,000ths shy of the pole doesn't stop the 26 from leading the first lap of the race, and Elwood's still going to find on that outside line, trying to get that outside lane rolling very early on. Might have a strong run here off turn 2, side by side for the lead down the back.
Yeah, good battle here. Elwood's going to have that outside line, the momentum playing here. The drivers were given awesome reviews of the new dynamic track model on Tuesday in particular. They didn't feel like it did a lot on Monday. I think it'll affect this car and track combination the most of the 3 that we've done here this week. Alan Elwood leads that lap, but just by thousandths.
Everyone going flying off in at turn 1 and 2. It's going to be Elwood that's trying to get around the outside, and we'll get something on the back straight over JT Poole. These guys pushing hard early on. John Furness, Jake Nichols, and Richard Thomas waiting in the wings and behind him.
Yeah, interesting enough, the only driver that I heard talk about the setup in any way, good or bad, was JT Poole, and he said that it was super duper tight. Nonetheless, still qualified inside the front row, having a good run. And behind him, see the 2 of Greg Mitchell, right behind this side-by-side battle for 4th between Nichols on the bottom and Richard Thomas on the outside, fighting for 4th.
Yeah, watch that inside lane, easy to slip up and get into the side of somebody. Nichols going down a couple of spots after initially going forward up to 3rd, but wasn't able to keep it out there. And Alex Weaver up a couple spots from 10th to 7th. And Cameron Hearn packed in behind Garrett Grant. And Brendan Bowie there as well. And that's the teal car just up the road.
Okay, you got Ryan Hartz in the black and gold machine, the number 3 on the outside, and typically really looking like the better lane to make some moves, especially after everyone's grabbing that bottom. This is one of those things we saw in the Cup Series race. You gotta manage your stuff, otherwise you're gonna really fall back early on. We saw quite a few comers and goers, namely David Weishart, went to the top and then immediately dropped back into the 20s after he gained so quickly.
Yeah, Hearn and Hartz are looking like the first 2 to at least explore that realm and see if anything changes from Monday night or Tuesday night. And a little further up front, we saw Elwood use that outside lane for the first couple of laps to get that lead back from JT Poole. But then a little further back here, you see some side-by-side action right in front of the 7 of Sky Elwood.
Yeah, that's Eugenio Alonso in the number 86, Sean Peachin in the 69. I have to say, by the way, we were talking about performance before this race started. I've got mirrors on in a full field at 1440p. I'm going to take that as a win. Heck yeah, 2PC setup.
I was gonna say, considering your setup, you should have little issue managing this.
I used to be so mad at iRacing for how it would perform, and I'm still not happy with them, but it is what it is. Here comes JT back to the inside, looking for the top spot here.
I was going to say, these guys cannot get away from one another. It looks like Elwood might let Poole go on by here. JT's going to get on the bottom, squeeze in front of the number 10, and will lead this lap. And I got to wonder, if you're John Furness in this 28, I'm sure he can't wait to have a crack at these 2 because they've been pushing really hard these opening laps. We're only 8 laps in. I can imagine their tires are pretty worn out. Meanwhile, the 28 hasn't had a whole lot of fighting to do. So I think he may, when the time strikes, when the time comes, that 28 is going to be really fast.
Closing in on 10 laps complete. Some cars are way below the apron there on the backstretch. Not sure if there was a big moment coming out of turn 2, but nonetheless, Poole still keeping focus on what is in front of him early on.
Whoa! Who was that in the purple car? That was Munsell. Going for
Peachin got on the wall at number 69, and that caused everyone to check up a little bit off the corner. Actually, one thing, while we're looking at replays, one thing we may want to look at is the opening lap of the race. Saw Bronson Stafford in the 43. So there's a big stack up on this inside lane. You're going to see them as they're coming to the line right there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Drops him out of contention here early. I think he's already called it a night, unfortunately. So go back up to second. Here comes Furness down the inside of Alan Elwood, Finian, as you predicted a couple of minutes ago.
Now the time to go is trying to work to that inside of that number 10, but again, that outside is a pretty good run off the corner. You can see Elwood already starting to gain back midway through the back straightaway, but again, Furness, he's just trying to work and get his nose in there, see if he can try to pass the 10 on the inside, on the entry into the corner, and once he gets that done, which he does, coming off turn 4, now he just has to deal with the 26.
Elwood down the third as the 28 now has his eyes set on the 26 of Poole. Looking to take over as the race leader, but a little further back. Got some side-by-side action going on. Matthew Bell rolling on the inside there of Alex Bell, looking for the 18th spot.
Yeah, battle of the bells for 18th place. John Furness goes by JT Poole on the outside, takes the lead away down the back straightaway. How about that?
And again, I'm not too terribly surprised from this because now we're starting to see the 26 and the 10 paying the price for running a little bit hard early on. And also, how about him behind the number 37, Richard Thomas, having a pretty solid run after his win at Daytona. Fell off a little bit. Now starting to show some really strong finishes here and really strong running here. He's inside the top 4, trying to see if he can get past these two.
Yeah, best finish of 6 since Daytona for
boy.
Richard Thomas. Oh, and believe that was the 65 car that tapped the wall and corner exit right next to Connor Euroshak, who's cracked the top 10.
Yeah, up to 9th place after starting 22nd in 12 laps. All right, maybe I shouldn't have picked the pole sitter. Not going so well for, again, it seems like I'm dooming whoever I pick week in and week out.
Meanwhile, my pick, James Scully, is back in 21st, still hasn't made a whole lot of forward progress, only a couple spots, but he's been making it slowly but surely.
That pick outside the top 10 probably would have worked for you, Kyle, as there was a moment there down the backstretch because Jake Matheson won from the 11th starting spot on Monday night. So maybe it was a trend for a winner outside the top 10, at least for the time being. And Bell looking to the inside now underneath Jeremy Miller.
Battle of the Bells has caught Jeremy Miller, and the 30 runs in 17th place for the time being. Middle of the racetrack groove there, and pulls it down to the bottom on exit. You see Bell, Alex Bell that is, lose some momentum in conjunction with Matthew Bell, and Clayton Montgomery in the 45 watching from behind. James Scioli in the 21st spot. He's up a handful as well, started 25th, but his progress has been much slower than that of the 12s. That was tight.
It's pinched by Clayton Montgomery, who's been struggling to get past the last couple of laps. He was fighting side by side, almost past 25, but Montgomery's been putting up a fight for that top 20 position. But Scully up 4 spots. Going back to Jeremy Miller, he's moved up 9 spots since the drop of the green flag. And even Travis Beckner, too, way back in 24th. He's up from 33rd position, up 9 spots. So Beckner, too, another car flying through the field.
Yeah, you saw there on that onboard with Scully how tight it is whenever you're in the middle of the pack trying to go where you want to go, but you can't really quite get there because of other cars like Clayton Montgomery just trying to run his line and getting caught up in the action where you've seen in front of him, Miller in front of Matthew Bell. Now Alex Bell under attack from Montgomery on the outside, and there's the 7 of Scully still trying to crack inside the top 20.
Yeah, good run by Montgomery on the outside here. Will contact the 30s in the fence and slows up that whole row.
Solid fight for position there as up ahead, Jake Nichols has just gotten past Richard Thomas, 73 up to 4th position as the battle continues further back here. Neither driver giving an inch here. Bell going to get by on the bottom. Matthew Bell trying to get around on the top ahead of Scioli, and he's the number 7 of Scioli just trying to find his place in this battle.
Yeah, you see there in the slow-mo replay, get close to the front left of the 43, just couldn't quite clear him, and that allows the 43 now to have a shot at passing Jeremy Miller. But here comes a 7 with a little help from Clayton Montgomery down the back.
Running him high in 3 and 4. 3 wide, 7 on the bottom, 43 on the top. This is going to get tight here. Montgomery watching all of it out the windshield, and probably would rather get by it than sit and watch it.
Yeah, Matthew Bell's been running pretty aggressively and able to keep that move off of turn 4. Joe Miller trying to pinch down the 45 Montgomery so he can get by and keep that top 20 position. Looking further up, Greg Mitchell fighting for, that is 5th place there as he's trying to get past Richard Thomas, and Richard Thomas looks like he might be burning out a little bit. Got passed by Jake Nichols. Now Mitchell trying to get past, and here comes Cameron Hearn in the number 4. He's starting to move up some spots, going to try to get past 37 here in turn 1.
Fazekas' teammates working their way up the leaderboard, closer towards the top 5 for both of them. Well, meanwhile, up the road, you saw Nichols and Elwood side by side for third. Elwood now under attack from Mitchell down the backstretch. Nichols took third away. Mitchell looking to take fourth away from the 10 of Elwood.
Again, maybe burning up those tires that early in the run was ill-advised. Just struggling to stay in the top 5 at this stage. And what we look like we're going to be in is a fairly long green flag run. Could the tires burn off and we'll end up with much worse handling cars? Perhaps, but we've already burned the tires up about 2 seconds a lap, Finian, and things don't look that much sketchier than they did at the drop of the green. So that tells me that you can plan on this race going green and you can adjust your strategy to match.
Well, that's the thing, right? We already seen now the number 10 and the 26. They pushed their stuff early on. Now they're starting to come under attack. Elwood's being freight trained right now as he's got up to a group. He's looking at some groups way down the field here. We're looking at drivers around P40 and Shane Terrian not having the best of days, back in 40th position, 39th.
Just trying to log laps and see if he can find a way around the traffic in front of him. It's a long way to go for the 9 of Tyrion. We still have more than 100 laps left in this race, but never say never, as there you saw Mitchell side by side with teammate Cameron Hearn looking to take 5th away from the outside, try to clear him. And up in front of them, you see Elwood running that outside lane, trying to stall the momentum from the 4 of Hearn. And here's Connor Euroshak getting a little dicey with the 37 Richard Thomas for 7.
Yeah, Euroshak, the previous lap around was one of the fastest cars on the track. So despite him driving through the field, he's also one of the quickest cars in it. Furness is laying down some of the best times at the moment, but he's not battling with anybody. Euroshak is running as quicker in traffic. Bryce Senesac pops out of line in the background. That is a battle with the 65 of Ben Pierce, or 13th.
Yeah, Ben Pierce still trying to battle with Senesac for that spot. Meanwhile, taking a look at Alan Elwood, he's trying to hold off Cameron Hearn for 4th position. He's been riding that top lane. I've been seeing that number 10, trying to hold that spot.
And 09 of Senesac, 9th in the point standings. Average finish to 16th. His worst finish was 21st at Vegas for the last 2 races at the Roval and Dover. That's finish of the season in 11th. So it's 09 trying to get on a hot streak momentum-wise, as the 7 of Skyley trying to get on a hot streak of passing drivers on the racetrack, still with Matthew Bell in front of him. Going to try and look to the inside and get a nose in for 18th.
Mason Kane, I have hit in pit lane. I'm not exactly sure what that's about, but potentially hardware or network related. It seemed too early to come down to pit road, right? You're going to try to split this halfway?
Yeah, I don't know. He hit the wall off turn 4, I think, or turn 2, and came down to, I guess, fix a little bit of damage. It wasn't too bad, but he's back out on the track. Taking a look at Travis Beckner. He's been flying through the field now up to 20th position, just in behind Skyley, up 13 spots.
Yeah, he let one get away from him on Tuesday night. That last restart spun the tires and then got hit by JT Poole, and then next thing you know, there's 20 trucks slamming into each other in turn 1, but Beckner was able to come away with a pretty good finish compared to the rest of those guys, but nonetheless still let one get away from him, and he's determined to make sure that doesn't happen again tonight.
But you know, we noted on Tuesday night, look at the wheel stand as he puts weight on this wheel. Look at it shaking around. It's on a single bar, and I cannot believe that he drives as well as he does with that thing ripping around like that.
I was going to say, it's really underrated how much a solid, stable surface is for the wheel when you have all that, because you lose a lot of that force feedback because it's shaking the bar and the surface you're on, but if you have it stable, you can really feel what the car is doing. But, I mean, he's managing, and like we always have to mention, there's people on controllers in this field, and they're somehow managing too.
I'll say Matthew Bell might have gotten a piece of that wall coming out of turn 2. He looked way too high. Coming out of the exit. Might have been close to it, but it looked dangerously close.
Oh, didn't get into it, but he was awful close. So was Justin Munsell in the background. They survived it. We'll live to see another day there. As now Weishart in the 33 trains his crosshairs on the Coca-Cola 62. Drops to the inside. Weishart's only up 3, but looking for a 4th.
Almost there on Alex Weaver, the number 62. They're battling for just inside, getting that position just inside the top 10. Their Weishart up a couple spots to a little bit of a better run at this moment than what he had in the Cup Series on Monday. And again, one other driver that's having a really good run, Conor Yurchak, now up 16 spots to 6th place, catching the rest of the drivers in the top 5 as you look at Eric Wineland trying to make some moves forward. Started back in 31st, up to 26th. He's dealing with the 41 of Nico Garcia to his outside.
I'm going to clear him off turn 2. Got Danny Weir near the picture there as well, and a little skirmish there right behind him outside the top 30.
Justin Adesogak, I think, having a bit of a moment. Just ahead of the 9 of Shane Therian, just behind Brody Falliker, and they're 3 wide. This is for 37th place, and they're 3 wide back here.
Whoa! Oh, that's Mason Kane that's loose as a goose coming off turn 4.
Well, that was really tight. Julio Villalobos Jr. doing a great job just hanging on to that car and keeping it going in the right direction. You continue on and battle for position now. 2 cars side by side into turn 1 to the Weishart Weaver battle. And Weishart almost able to clear off the corner, but can't quite. Here comes Alex Weaver back on the outside, and behind him riding aboard Brandon Bowie in the number 23.
Now pick which lane you want to go in. If you want to go in the middle, get the clean air. No, he's going to try to make it 3 wide. He's going to go with the momentum down the back, which looks like to be the outside. Almost contact there in front of him with Weaver and Weishart. So Weishart now under attack for 11th from the Bowie machine into turn 3.
Bowie still hot on the heels of this battle for 10th spot. They have been side by side for a full lap now. 100 laps to go here. A long ways left, but it's been green since the drop.
The battles are starting to get a little bit more spread out, but we still see some great battles for a position like this one right here. And just up ahead, thought I saw some cars fanning out. Cameron Hearn was on the back of the 10 of Alan Elwood. When Cameron Hearn a big dive on Alan Elwood, here we go into 3. Elwood trying to come back on that top side, but not quite able to come back. And there is Conor Yurchak in the number 12, lurking in the background, waiting to make a move.
And Yurchak, a man on a mission after starting deep in the field, worked his way all the way up to the 6th position, looking to take 5th away and try to clear him from Elwood coming off turn 2. Not going to have the run, though. Elwood will have that and hold on to 5th for the time being.
John Furness still out front by just about a second, but Jake Nichols is eating into that, a couple hundredths a lap. Taking a few more laps to get all the way there, and then just behind Richard Thomas, Ryan Hartz. Here in Richard Thomas running a special livery tonight. Certainly looks the part as well in that number 37. Has the Dennis A. Vackert Foundation on board this evening, and a great World War II aircraft style livery on it, which I'm sure coincides with a very special airplane.
I was going to say, it's a fantastic looking car, and great to see him running really well here tonight. Still in the top 10. He's fallen off a couple spots, but still very much holding his own. He's got Ryan Hartson behind him. That number 3 car has been just trying to march its way forward in the last couple laps. Hart's driver we know that's pretty good at saving his stuff, and now I think choosing to strike here now as we approach lap 34 into this run.
Indeed, and to his inside is the 3 of Ryan Hartz, looking to take away that position, which you'll see more of Ryan Hartz in the next time we go live for SimTV and area broadcasting. Although it won't be a points race, it'll be a charity race that takes place right behind the speedway over at the Charlotte Dirt Track. It's going to be a pro late model dirt race on iRacing, which supports the
spin the 30. Jeremy Miller sideways saves it. They're still 3 wide though, with Wineland in the middle.
3 wide in behind for just a second, and still not over yet. Danny Weir trying to take the most out of a bad situation for the rest of these guys. Trying to look to the inside of Jeremy Miller, and will just sail off into the corner. And Danny Weir, I think, just gained about 4 or 5 spots in one corner.
And they're counting out the 49. Had a podium finish at Daytona, looking to get back on the right track. And sometimes you need a little luck on your side, and just saw a little bit of that from the 49.
Alex Weaver, by the way, disconnected. Seems like a network-related issue from all I can tell, but he is out of the race. It's a shame because he was running top 10 and had a really good night.
No, he actually manually disconnected. Yeah. It says here he had a manual disconnection. It was somewhat internet-related, so but when I'm looking here, he just pulled off to the side and then he hit the switch manually. But Brad Sauter is on pit lane. This is a scheduled stop? It seems kind of early.
Unless you're trying to split it into thirds, I would say this is about on par. He also made contact with the wall a little earlier on, so
I'm hearing
going.
I'm hearing on the radio also Eric Wineland coming down to pit lane as well. So a couple stragglers on to pit lane, I think the earlier part of the sequence. So like Hunter mentioned, I think we're starting to see these guys try to split this up into 3 equal stints.
I like that call.
Actually,
It'd be...
would it be 3? It'd be 3 or 4 at this point. 3 stops, 4 parts.
Is that right? Yes. No, 2 stops. 2 stops? 3 equal parts, 2 stops.
Yeah, you would do 3.
3 stops or 3 stints?
3 stops. Like you do 36, 72, and then the next 30.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
Unless you plan on trying to make it.
Oh, I guess you're right. I don't like math tonight.
I was going to say, you did engineering, so you should be good at math.
I'm not an engineer, though. That should tell you all you need to know. The 9 of Darian slips out at turn 2.
Actually, Darian's been making some really solid forward progress since the last time we saw him, looking also at some progress. You see Bryce Senizak here duking it out with Brandon Bowie, just outside the top 10 between both of these guys. Senizak trying to see if he can get one more spot. And we'll try to dive up into turn 1. Can't quite get to that 23 still on his outside. In behind them is Garrett Grant, who's also in this battle. Gets a great run off the corner as the 23 slips up. He goes in the inside now.
Yeah, Grant looking to get back on the right track. His worst finish of the season came from the Roval in 29th and lost 2 spots in the driver's standings. So looking to get back on the right track. Has a top 10 this season, but it was at the Atlanta Oval. So looking to get back on the right track there for Grant as the 4 of Hearn comes down pit road.
Yeah, 4 makes his trip down to pit lane and going back to the battle for 10th here. Senizak, Grant, Bowie, and Rabel.
Thinking hearing Alan Elwood, I think might have just called the radar that he's coming on down. So a couple more stragglers coming down to pit lane. JT Poole also coming on down, so a couple more this time by.
Yeah, I feel like if you come down now, you're going to try and split it into 2. So you do 40 here, and then you pitch sometime around lap 80, and then try to stretch it 50 laps on a tank of fuel from here to the end.
Yeah, that would be the stop strategy that I'd be most comfortable with, is like 42, 84, and then go to the end from there. Versus a 3 stop, I feel like that's unnecessary tonight.
Yeah, no, the tire follow is decent, but not decent enough where you're going to be able to make it up. The runs are just going to be too short before you make up anything, but we'll see. I do enjoy seeing the split in strategy. Here comes John Furnace on down. Will surrender the lead. Not too surprised because he's starting to lose out to Jake Nichols, who caught up to about 5/10 of a second before he came on down.
Yeah, Furnace still looking for that first win of the season. Earned 11, or moved up to 11th after a strong finish from the Roval, finishing 7th. 3 top 10s in the last 4 races, as Montgomery having a little battle here with cars coming off the racetrack. Oh boy, coming off pit road back onto the racetrack.
Oh, that's Elwood
right
firing
there.
off into turn 3. Cahill Holmes in the wall on the outside. Montgomery's just trying to find somewhere to get around the slower cars and get out of the way of the faster ones.
I was going to say, we weren't really going to see any chance of a caution. I think this is definitely going to be the best chance we're going to see on this difference in speed. You got drivers almost 2 seconds slower than the guys that are just coming out of pit lane. The corner speed's going to be immense between those guys.
Trying to zigzag, move back and forth, bob and weave, especially in the middle of the turns. It's where it gets tough. Straightaways, it's somewhat easier, although you're still having to get to that closing rate of speed. As got another car coming up here, Connor Yuroshak coming through.
Making his stop. He made amazing progress on that first stint, so he's absolutely a threat to win. Almost overdrove the box there, though. That was close.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, it looked like he came in at a really awkward angle into the box, but I think he'll just be able to get out. Maybe a slight awkward turn back onto the rest of pit lane as Bryce Senizak is going to drop a spot. I think he's just come out of pit lane.
And he's coming to pit road this time.
Oh, sorry, he's coming to pit lane this time by. Jake Nichols also just down in pit lane just ahead of him.
That just leaves Greg Mitchell and Bowie and a handful of others to make their stop. Question is, how long will you go? I mean, we're still 20 laps to halfway, so that's not reasonable, but will you go another 5? Will you go another 10? Maybe?
I think it really depends on how the car is handling, right? If you're feeling the car handling well, if you looked after the tires, it might be worth it, going a couple laps extra in the run. You got even fresher tires later on, because Greg Mitchell's going to surrender the lead. He'll head on down. Brandon Bowie will pick it up. Gene Carrion is also going to still remain on the racetrack, as there's a great three-wide battle off of turn 4. Big mess for some drivers. Danny Ware, Colin Farmer in the middle of it.
Yurashak and Elwood on the racetrack right now, 17th and 18th, but would cycle to be inside the top 10 as there was a handful and two coming out of turn 4.
Look at Yurashak using all the road and some.
Ooh.
And squeezed out Elwood there. That was an aggressive pass.
I think Yurashak feels that he's trying to make up for the lead he's been trying to chase after with John Furris and Jake Nichols. He feels like he's on a little bit back foot, so trying to make up as much ground as possible to catch up to those guys, because like we mentioned, you have a good chance of the race going green to the end. He doesn't want to miss out on any single opportunity he can to close that gap.
Yeah, so the back half of this top 10, you got Furnace, Hearn, Slaughter, JT Poole, and David Weishart. They'd cycle to be the top 5. Obviously, with that comes different strategies into play, like Brad Slaughter's 10 laps through, now 11 with his current stint. Furnace 5, Hearn 7. Then you got guys just outside of that top 5 cycled through. One cycle through will be the top 5, like Jake Nichols, only on 2 laps. Yurashak on 3 laps, and he just passed Richard Thomas on the track. So a lot of different strategies here. If this stays green, Kyle, this could get interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we've had enough times where we probably should have had a crash that we didn't, that I'm convinced that we've dodged all the major bullets so far, but as I say that, we're probably going to end up getting yellow the second I confirm
You see
that.
cargo flying to the catch.
Well, it's
All right, well, there's the first yellow of the night on lap 48.
you couldn't have timed that any better. Oh, man.
I'm sorry. All right, who crashed?
I'm trying to figure that out myself.
Was it Garrett Grant? It looked like Garrett Grant in the...
I saw him
someone's
slow.
front bumper. Yeah,
Definitely Garrett Grant.
That was his
part of
front
it.
bumper. Front bumper flew off the 5.
And Eric Weiland getting into him there.
Whoa, look at Mason Kane get through that.
Yeah, I think Grant, did he squeeze him up here? Yeah, I think he just kind of cleared himself. They just got hung together. I just can't believe that. I can't.
Commentator's curse. Well,
Anyway.
this is huge now because you see Bowie. He was the leader when that happened. He's going to come down. Brody Falliker, Julio Villalobos Jr., and Casey Lakatos all have not pitted, and they're inside the top 4.
Yeah,
And
that's
unless everyone else can. This is going to be huge for them, Kyle.
yeah, that's the dream scenario, right? You stay out. You're committing yourself to just hoping for a yellow, and all you have to do is get Kyle to say the word, and apparently it appears. So. And that can be an actual strategy, is you get your teammate to go in the YouTube chat and start talking about yellows, and we'll read it, and then subconsciously start talking about yellows, and you get a yellow. I mean, that's science right there, guys.
There really is. I think we should keep an eye on you when rain comes out.
Oh, boy.
I'm more reliable than the radar. All right, well, our first slowdown of the night. Race fans, head over to simrapmarket.com for custom iRacing paint scheme templates that are simple and easy to use, so it keeps you more focused on the racetrack. And, of course, be sure to check out rickshotsauce.com for some of the best hot sauces made locally in South Florida. Try the Loxahatchee Classic, Golden Garlic, Palm Beach Pineapple, or South Beach Heat. Follow the Rick's Hot Sauce Rookie of the Year battle in the Area Cup Series and see which driver takes home the $100 prize as the highest finishing rookie in the point standings. So everybody just came to pit lane except for the top 7 and Travis Beckner. Basically everyone behind that down to about 22nd is on fresh tires.
Beckner actually coming on down. I think he got the lucky dog, so he's coming down now to get his service. And he will be off and away. So the entire top 7 decided to stay out, everyone else coming on in. And what this has done, we have a really solid top 5. John Furnish, Cameron Hearn, JT Poole, Connor Yurashak, James Scioli, your top 5. Arguably the fastest drivers in this race. I would say maybe you might want to throw in Jake Nichols, but he's down in 13th after he decided to come down to pit lane and get some fresh Goodyears on his car. So a lot of quick drivers up near the top with some slightly more worn out tires, and considering the fall off and how early we saw it, might be something to keep an eye on here.
Indeed. One thing to keep an eye on, as only other time I tried to mention it, almost had a crash. So going back to it, the little dirt track outside of Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Charlotte Dirt Track, where area will have its 3rd ever charity event. It's going to be January 4th, so it's the first Thursday of the year. How to support the cause for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, you can send a minimum of $5 donation. That is required if you would like to participate in the Pro Late Model race. Number 2, if you can't, you can still click on the link that's below in any description, as there you see the 30 minutes. This is what stopped me from it.
I thought I'd do it again too. Yeah, yeah. This is the crash that we had to interrupt that for, but it was just Miller sliding up ahead of the 69 of Sean Peachin, and then gathered it up. I just had a sketchy moment there. You were saying?
Sketchy indeed. So, for those who would like to participate in the charity event, minimum of donation of $5 required for Pro Late Model Dirts at the Charlotte Dirt Track. And you can also sponsor a lap if you're unable to race. $25, and your name or company will be mentioned during the event, adding a personal touch for the virtual racing experience. The heat race sponsorship, we will have those. That's $50. Your name or company will be listed as a heat race sponsor during the event. And then Last Chance Race Qualifiers, $75. You can be the exclusive partner of the Last Chance Qualifier race. And the feature, $100. And you become the feature race sponsor with your name or company prominently displayed throughout the main event of the broadcast. The past champions, Trent Ivy won the inaugural area charity event in 2021. And last year was Rafe Slate in 2022. And the goal is to raise $1,000. But we're already close to that, over $800 raised, and we're looking to break our goal from last season, which was around $1,400. So keep up the good work, guys, and let's go back green.
Thanks, Hunter. Coming back to the restart, lap 53 of 130. Here we go. Furnace is the control car. We're back underway from Charlotte. Green flag back in the air. Connor Yurashak looking to the inside, hunting the lead from John Furnace. To the inside, has to jam the brakes there, run out of road.
Well, I'll tell you something, you better watch out, better not cry, and I'm telling you why, because Brandon Bowie's coming to town on the outside lane. He had jumped immediately on the first lap, already gained a couple spots, and here he is in 3rd, knocking on the door for the lead.
Running in 3rd right now, Yurashak 2nd, looking for 1st from the 28 of John Furnace. Looking to try and clear him, coming through turn 4, is going to do just that, but here comes Bowie. Going to run for 2nd. Cameron Hearn not too far back, but that 23 is a man on a mission, trying to get around that 12th.
Down to the inside for turn 1, still double file for most of the field in the background. James Scioli's up in the top 10. Justin Munsell has made it to the front after starting pretty deep in the field, but Bowie, the first driver on fresher tires, up into 2nd place. Is it enough to outdrive Yurashak, though? 6 laps on tire difference is not enormous, but it might be just enough.
I tell you what, he's driven significantly harder than everyone else that's come down to pit lane. I think maybe he just feels that it's worth taking the risk here to push his tires a little bit harder to try to take the lead. He's still going for it now side by side with the number 12. Yurashak can't keep up that inside lane, and the number 23, first time, will be in the lead.
6 lap fresher tires Bowie has, then the 12 of Yurashak, so he's going to use every advantage that he can and shut the door on the 12 of Yurashak.
Caution.
A little further back.
Holmes in the 14. See Anna Sogak back there as well, so I think there's some more to stitch together here. Ooh, it started with the 88, and Holmes gets turned separately.
Oh my.
So that's Anna Sogak, and he was turned off the nose of maybe Therian in the 9. Yeah.
Therian, yeah.
Holmes just trying to miss it. Gets turned into the outside wall by the 30. Second yellow of the night, and this does end the streak that we thought we were going to go green from flag to flag. Now that we've gotten a break, is this going to unleash the yellow gates? As Jurashak hits pit lane. Oh, split decisions, split strategies here.
A couple drivers deciding last second against it or for it. So a couple coming on down, a couple staying on out. John Furness, Chris Rabel, James Scioli are going to stay out. Everyone else that stayed out after the previous caution coming back in.
It's 17 laps, 18 laps for those guys that pitted. Obviously, some didn't like the feel of their car under those set of circumstances, especially the 12 at Jurashak being the first one to hop on down pit road with a split bag here. So we'll see how this plays out on the next restart.
And free pass at the moment going to AJ Roderick in the 56. He's working his way back around. So as quickly as we got everyone on the same strategy, we're going to undo it again. Not that everyone was on that strategy, but most had pitted the previous time around. Jurashak clearly alerted to the value of 5-lap fresher tires.
The issue is, though, now with them pitting, they're going to be way down the order. A lot of them, they're going to be coming out. Jurashak's come out in 22nd, Hearn, Poole, Munsell, 23rd, 4th, and 5th in behind them. So they got a little bit way to work with, and also the big issue, too, is that now you could argue they're in the danger zone, right? Because they're in the middle of the field. If everyone's going to start getting a little bit more racy, they got fresh Goodyears on. I have a chance of getting taken on a wreck here. That's the big trade-off. With you got the fresher tires, yes, but you got a lot of track position to make up for.
Indeed, and near the halfway point of this event, you see the 27 of Travis Beckner. Well, he's just now realizing, oh, we're not even halfway yet. Oh boy! But looking at it for guys like Brandon Bowie, this could be a big break for him if the race stays like this, which he runs inside the top 5. And his finish of the season came from another 1.5 miles at Las Vegas with 9th, but lost a few spots in points after a 28th place run at the Charlotte Roval and hasn't led any laps up until now. He's got about a handful or so with him, and Travis Beckner having a pretty good run this season, 6th in the driver's standings, average finish of 12th with a 3rd place run coming from the Roval.
I just want to see how long it takes before this is distracting.
Oh, there's his dad.
There he is. We got him tonight. I think I could influence a race win if I just left this camera on here with like 2 laps to go, because they'd get so distracted they would end up crashing. Why is he showing only me? Why doesn't he show the cars? Ultimate question. I just we've got nothing else to show you at the moment, so he thinks he's not easily rattled, but
Usually it's the drivers trying to rattle their cage, not the commentators.
Just try to be as distracting as possible. See, Lambert's looking over there. That's texting while driving almost.
Yeah, essentially. It's like you're looking at your side mirror the whole time.
You see him side-eye it there? Why is he still showing me? This is great. Because if he's not listening to the audio, he has no idea what's happening right now other than we're just showing him under caution. And we have 1 to green here. I'm in a goofy mood because that's a roast stream, so I'm cool with just letting this play out. His dad's back. Yes, it's working. He's going to play staring contest with us. Oh, there we go. This ultimate distraction. By the way, we're in turns 3 and 4, about to get the green.
Having too much fun with this.
No, yeah.
I just want to look one more time. I want him to look one more time.
I don't think he's going to look.
Dang it. Okay, back to green flag racing here. Lap 61, 5 laps to halfway at Charlotte in the Florida State Builders Area Pro Series. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway. Bowie off to a good launch. Look at Urashak already 3 wide.
He's wasting no time. He knows he's got a lot of positions to make up. 3 wide to the inside of Eugenio Alonso. Just get on my Travis Beckner. Or sorry, JT Poole was trying to do much of the same, almost turn Eugenio Alonso into turn 1.
Got to fight for every position at any given moment, and Brendan Bowie did just that with a great restart. Furness now under attack from the inside. They're side by side all throughout this pack. Here comes the 7 of Scioli.
Yeah, James Scioli started really deep in this field, did not get the qualifying lap he was looking for. It took him up to now to get into the top 5, but here he is on the outside. He's got Brad Slaughter Jr. behind him. Richard Thomas is having an exceptional race, but these restarts, they're packed up. It takes them a while to get sorted back out. Someone's real high in 1 and 2. That's Cameron Hearn in the 4th.
Trying to make up ground there. You see Urashak 3 wide to the inside again into turn 3. To the inside of Alex Bell this time. Back out to 2 wide. And everyone in close quarters here on this restart.
Very close quarters, almost like super speedway racing, even though we're on a 1.5 miles. It is possible with these Xfinity cars in the Florida State Builders Area Pro Series as Bowie continues to lead through down the backstretch.
Gosh, I love the sound of this. Urashak still throwing it down there 3 wide. Elwood's in the middle now. Hart's on the high side. 3 Camaros wide in 3 and 4.
Everyone giving each other just enough space to make it through the corner. And Elwood looks like he's going to back out of this, going to peel in behind the 3 Orion Harts as they enter turn 1.
Trying to. He's going to get in the middle and get some sort of clean air. He'll stick to the outside to get a run down the backstretch as you see the 12 of Urashak came down pit road, so he's got fresh rubber to use. But nowhere to go, really, because this is all bumper-to-bumper action.
Yeah, boxed in pretty tight here. Furness is still holding off Brad Slaughter Jr. for 2nd, so Bowie trying to establish some distance here. And the first car on fresh tires from that most recent caution is now, well, it was Urashak. Now it's Hearn, though, on the outside, finding an open lane. And going to take that 4 Ford Mustang up to the outside. Are we 4 wide? We're trying.
As you can say, 3 wide can work pretty well. 4 wide, not so much. You see Roy Falker washing up in turn 3. Urashak just taking him on the inside lane. Hearn getting put in the wall almost as Alan Elwood and him touch.
Oh my gosh.
They touch again in the middle of the quad oval as well, and now contact with Casey Lacatas. They're fighting hard.
Urashak slipping and sliding throughout that quad oval. I don't know how he didn't spin out. Great driving control from the 12 of Urashak as there's still 3 wide in front of
the
him.
15's in the wall. Alex Bell around in the middle of the field and gets clobbered by the 69 of Peachin. Caution out 3rd time tonight in the middle of the back straightaway.
Honestly, I'm not surprised that we got a caution. Just wasn't expecting it to be further behind.
Oh, he squeezed Mitchell up there, I think. And Peachin, oh man. Yeah, he had the 42 to the inside, just runs up a little bit high, gets into the 2. Right here. Ouch. Behind all that, who's that green car there? What number is that? That's Supra.
That is Spencer Brown, I think.
Spencer Brown. Let's see what he saw. Yeah, that's never a good sign. Smoke in the middle of the straightaway. Bumpers flying, cars everywhere. Couple others getting turned around sideways ahead, but could have been worse, I'll say.
Ooh, pit road is busy.
Oh, there's a lot of cars on pit lane, but a lot of cars that stayed out again.
Pit road tonight is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Well, it's like a moldy box of chocolates. Some decisions are good, some of them are bad. And I don't know that we know yet until you bite in.
So Brandon Bowie going to be leading the runoff pit lane to 16. So Bowie, Slaughter, Furness, Weiser, Kane, Beckner, Nichols, the first, Scioli, Hart. So quite a few front runners coming down to pit lane. That leaves Thomas, Villalobos Jr., Hurd, Elwood, Munsell, your top 5 on the track. So big shakeup in the order.
Yeah, how about it for Julio Villalobos Jr.? Only had one race this season and actually came in asking about contingencies he had a 35th place run at Dover, which we all know how that was a discombobulation at the at the end of it, ended too soon. But yeah, having a really strong showing here in the second spot. It's kept the car very clean and finds himself running in second. JT Poole, he qualified second, but has not had as much success as the race has gone on, although we are past halfway. Still plenty of laps for him to right the ship.
Yeah, 28th for JT. Not exactly sure I ended up all the way back here. Pit stop time looks fine, so.
His pit stop was a little slower than most, over 15 seconds box. Everyone else 14 seconds, so I don't know. But I think he was already back there too because he came in a little earlier.
I have to share the SRO stream I did earlier. DJ Clark, who has worked on SimTV in the past, opened up the show with a version of The Night Before Christmas poem, but GT World Challengified, and it was phenomenal, and I wish I could find it and play it. I wonder if I can. Ooh.
Probably could.
Let's see. I think I'm set up for this, but let me try. I think it's worth doing. Let's see. Is this gonna? Oh. Can you hear that? The SRO music? Great. Okay, so the stream should be able to hear this then. Let me turn this down, and let's open it up. Here we go. Here's DJ Clark's "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
'Twas the week before Christmas, and all through the house the sim racers were stirring, clicking keyboard and mouse. The wheels were all hung from the rigs with such care in hopes that a green flag soon would be there. More rapid than eagles, the racers they came as we hooted and hollered and called them by name. Now Audi, now Aston, V8s and V6s, on Porsche, on Lambo, late braking, near misses. To the top of the S's, to base of the laces, let's drive the whole Glen and all come up aces.
I mean, is that not unbelievable?
I don't think you hear it. I'm clapping right now.
It was so good. It was unbelievably good. And
I think we found whoever Drake had ghostwrite his album.
I mean, pretty unbelievable.
If sim racing commentary doesn't work out for DJ, I know his next career move.
Yeah. Well, he was one of those theater kids, so that checks out.
Do you think Beckner was a theater kid?
No. Look once.
Rumor has it he was a toe tapper in the
Is that what it is?
high school talent show. Yeah. Well, it takes place in a theater.
Close enough.
Look over. Dang it. Okay. I was hoping that would be a persistent way to distract him, but it didn't work. 50 laps to go on the restart here. We've had 3 yellows so far. 50 laps left. Pretty much in the fuel window, I'd imagine, but for a lot, that's not going to be the end-all be-all just yet. Green flag's back in the air, and we're racing once more at Charlotte.
Ooh, 3 wide immediately. Number 78, Julio Villalobos Jr. getting caught in the middle of the sucker hole. Alanella works the outside, Muntz to the inside. Now Matthew Bell also trying to get by in the 43.
Looking to boot skew and boogie, just like the 37 of Richard Thomas did. Very good restart. Villalobos Jr. did not get a good launch at the starting car on the outside lane. Oh, close near the wall back there is Ben Pierce as there's the inboard shot of Justin Muntz, who's found his way inside the top 5, battling for third in turn 1.
Yeah, started 30th in this race. This is a great climb forward for him. He is right on the inside of Alan Elwood. Almost turned him around the last time into turn 3 and 4, I think. He managed to get it straightened out, sees the gap open. But Matthew Bell still filling that distance behind him. 3 wide in the background. 49 of Danny Ware has got cars flanking either side.
Yeah, Ware's been trying to move up the order. He's got a pretty decent run now, and even Shane Terry, we talked about him, he was way down the order. Started, it was as low as 40th at one point. Now here he is in the top 10, trying to fight with Jordan Martin in the number 38 machine.
The car in the background coming off turn 4 that was surfing through the Astro curve, and surfing to the lead is the 4 of Cameron Hearn, just flew around the 37 of Richard Thomas, and now is looking to set sail.
Hearn on the bottom, Thomas in the middle, Elwood on the bottom. As the field leaves turn 4, it comes back around. Quickly ticking laps away. It's going to go by very quick this last 30 minutes or so.
And the thing is, everyone's going to be pushing hard now, especially because they got fresh rubber underneath them. They're going to feel they're going to want to use it here. So we're going to see up in the air where you expect that we're going to see at least one more pit stop out of these drivers for the end of the race. Whoa, a lot of drivers going almost 3 wide there in the middle of the field. I see Brad Slaughter Jr. in the middle of that. Travis Beckner also in the middle of all this.
Yeah, that car on the outside lane, can't quite make out who that is, but they got him to the wall, and everyone was checking up from behind on the outside, middle, and bottom lane. Kind of what we saw there. So Slaughter trying to work through, Becker trying to find his way back inside the top 10.
Connor Urashak trying to ride the rim here. Door slams shut with the 33 taking the outside. Munsell gets by Elwood for 3rd place all the way up here. But the battles are fiercer mid-pack here. Look at this mess.
Yeah, Beckner getting in the middle, 3 wide. He's taking no names. He's just going flying up forward. Side by side with Ryan Hart and Ben Pierce for just a second. Take a look at Greg Mitchell as well.
Oh, Wineland sideways. Or is it Pierce? No, it is Wineland. He was all out of shape entering turn 1.
He's able to save it.
Oh, spin and crash.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
oh my goodness.
That's a huge crash.
Absolutely huge crash. Weishart's in it. The 3 of Hearts is in it. Look at that. Nothing left of the 33 of Weishart. It's all ready for the junkyard now.
It's how fast that went from 0 to 100. Oh my gosh. I have never.
Ooh-wee.
Gosh, they just get tangled together and then just watch this impact and then back across the racetrack and then holy, look at the airtime the 33 got there.
Ooh. I mean, I did allude to a car getting in the catch fence earlier in the race, so it finally came true on my end, but wow, such a violent
Where
impact.
did they even, I mean, it started with these two.
There was a checkup with Mason Kane. He got into the wall off of turn 2, and that kind of cascaded down the order.
Oh, yeah, right
See a little
there.
domino effect build up right there, and then it kicked off with the 3, the 33. Man, oh, that's a stupidly hard impact for both of them.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do if you're guys like Brody Falliker just minding your own business and you see cars spinning to the inside. Okay, they're going to hit the inside wall hard, but they hit that opening, they go careening back in front of them, and nowhere to go for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, the 64 in particular just got absolutely blindsided there. Ed Robertson just had no, I mean, he knew those cars were going to crash, but I don't think he knew that they were going to spiral back across the track so violently. Here's what his onboard view looks like. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh.
You could be some of the best guys in the field, like James Skyerly, Jake Nichols. You couldn't prepare yourself for what was about to happen.
That is awful. Gosh, the chat's making me laugh, but that's just unbelievable impact there. Holy macaroni. The 30, that car just sailing.
Who's crowd surfing? Who's crowd surfing?
I mean, this impact in itself is bad. And then right here, driver's side door underneath, gets up on top of the wall, then spins around, gets hit again in the right rear.
I think he took off every single.
Every damageable panel. I think you're right.
Yeah, it was come off. I'm hearing Ben Pierce saying that we should ride on board with him in the server chat.
Let's do it. Whoop, through the middle.
Wow. Connor Euroshak got away with very minimal damage if there was any on the 12.
Here's on board with the 33. This is going to be a tough ride. Oh. Yep, that was it. That car is destroyed.
Yeah, I think they're going to need the backup car for next week.
I'd say so.
And a backup driver.
Might be in concussion protocol. You never know. It's a long off week until we get to Darlington, which is our next event.
Got 2 weeks to recover.
Yeah, he might need more than 2 weeks.
He might miss the charity race, but he should be back for the next Pro Series race.
I think his
and Cup
wheelbase-
Series race too.
I mean, it's almost like you need to throw out your wheelbase and start over because I think your equipment's cursed after doing whatever it had to do. Whew. All right. So, restart's going to be, did I say 50 laps ago? Last time I meant 60. Why does no one
Well, it
correct
will be
me?
We
50
suck
to
at
go down.
counting this race,
Dude,
don't we?
I just,
no
no one corrects my math. I was doing an SRO race earlier in Assetto Corsa, and I called the configuration a 7-turn layout, and no one corrected me for like 35 minutes.
Yeah, we got, what, like 3 college degrees between us, I think? Hunter, do you have a college degree?
Indeed.
4. So we got 4 college degrees between us.
And I have
and 2 basic math.
used effectively 0 of them.
I was like David Weiss right there. I was just crowd surfing.
Yeah, that car is going to Dale Jr.'s graveyard, I think. And hopefully not David, too. Gosh.
At least a trip to the infield care center.
I mean, look at the side skirt. Like, the entire chassis is bent. Like, it's like sitting on the bottom of the front of the safety cell, and the back is peeled up away from the ground. Like, the whole thing is twisted. Oh. Anyway, coming to the restart, let's kind of re-examine where we are with the pit window thing here. Here's your laps in stint for Anna Sogak, Furness, Nichols, Kane, and so on and so forth. Anna Sogak's got 22 lap-old tires. The rest of the top 5 all has 12 lap-old tires. Miller, down in 10th, has 10 lap-old tires. And then from Hearn on back, brand new tires in this race. We've already seen how important those seem to be. So let's see how it pans out. 50 laps to go this time on the restart. Wild into turn 3 wide. And Sogak goes backwards. Here's Mason Kane out of nowhere. Didn't he pit earlier with a problem? He's up to second place out of nowhere.
Yeah, as he's got caught up really fast here. He's getting pushed literally to the front by Connor Yershak. Gets a little bit looser in the quad oval on the exit, trying to push that number 31 up near the front. Jake Nichols off to the outside of the 73, trying to see if he can get clear of Mason Kane. He will do so off of turn 2. And I'll set his sights on John Furness, one of the more dominant cars in this race.
And Kane was a lap down early in the going, but it's rallied back for a top 5 run for the time being. Meanwhile, Furness has taken over as the leader, and Sogak's fallen Since he restarted as the leader, now getting inside, looking for the lead. Jake Nichols going to have the run heading into turn 1 on the inside of Furnace. Here comes Connor Yurachek trying to make it a 3-horse race for the front spot.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to hold these guys back. The Furnace has led 35 laps in this race. Nichols takes the lead away. Big wad up in the background behind the 30 as they leave turn 2. Battle for the top spot is the fiercest on the track at the moment.
Nick's trying to see if he can defend, again with a decent run off the corner.
Trouble,
Caution
turn
out in
4.
behind. Oh, another big accident.
And got to find patient 0 in this one. I think it's Jeremy Miller.
Yeah, he hit the wall coming out of turns 2, and they, like you mentioned, Kyle, they checked up behind them.
Oh,
and
gosh.
I guess it carried over into 3 and 4.
The wrecks here tonight have just been vicious. Gets into Munsell, turns him into the outside wall.
Oh, Scioli in the middle of that, too.
Oh, man. Why have the wrecks tonight just been so excessively violent?
I don't know. Make up for Monday, I guess.
I guess so. Like, look at all this carnage.
Millions and millions of dollars.
Well, that's a huge accident, and there's millions and millions of dollars in damages.
Legendary call, that one, but Wineland just missed it and then got tagged at the end. I think he almost scraped through, then he gets hit right there. Yeah, that stinks.
And James Scioli taking a big brunt of it, so he's called it a night. He's already left the server.
I'm being blamed for causing all this because I was the one that called the initial caution.
Might want to agree with that.
Oh, look at this 2-car. No low ballers, I know what I have.
His engine actually blew up coming.
Shut off as I said that.
The engine blew up entering pit lane. He's been coasting, trying to make it back. Oh, he might not make it.
Don't take me out, coach. I can still race.
He's just like 5 stalls away. No, he's not going to make it.
Oh, my
gosh.
This has been one of the most entertaining races in a while, hasn't it?
Well, with a full field of 43, you knew something had to give.
We have filled.
We destroyed like half the field.
I was going to say, we have
20 laps.
filled the bloodbath. We have filled it. You know, there are some races that are the bloodbath. I mean, from 30th to 43rd, they're out and done. That's except for Spencer Brown. Out and done. That's 13 cars. That is wild.
Yeah, you can honestly just fix your car and get out there, guarantee a semi-decent finish out of tonight. Especially with some big points drivers in the points retiring, especially James Scioli. He's going to be out of this race. I think Travis Beckner, I think he might have been done in his 28, or 27 cars, so actually he's still getting it repaired, so he might still be in it.
I think we still got over 40 laps left, Kyle. I mean, who knows what can happen from here to now?
Yeah.
From now to then, I should say.
Yeah, we came into this, and even 40 laps in, we were so confident that this race was going to go from flag to flag green.
Everything changed when Kyle opened his mouth.
Everything changed. And now we've got Dale Jr.'s graveyard is now looking double wide, coffin lowering, I think. Listen, Munsell's car all torn up. I've never seen the new damage model on these Xfinity cars so extreme with the way that wheels are sitting still attached to the car, all bented and warped out of shape. I mean, Weissar's best example.
Definitely getting its work tonight.
I mean, the car that I could relate this the closest to is Kyle Larson's Daytona wreck from 2013. I mean, that thing is just ripped up.
Yeah, if iRacing wants to show any footage of the new damage model, use this race.
Yeah. If they crash it anymore, it's literally a pile of bolts and you just clean it up with a broom. Or just repave the place because you can't reopen a track after having crashed like this. All right, well, let's get one more ad read in here before we get back to the restart with just over 40 laps to go. Race fans, winner is here today. and before you know it, it's going to get cold and chilly. Bundle up this season with shop.areairacing.com and shop from our selections of champion hoodies, jackets, and sweatshirts. Easier to shop, quicker to ship, better to wear. That's shop.areairacing.com. It's wintertime. Shop.areairacing.com. It'll be a little late for Christmas shipping, but get your friend a New
Way
Year's
too
present.
late for Christmas shipping. Yeah.
Hey, it's a thought that
You might get it in the new year.
Maybe. We'll see.
The shipping, I will say, the shipping is quicker on the newer website than on the previous website. There's some, I think only a couple orders where someone's order still hasn't shipped yet from the old website, and they might have gotten their money back by now.
Oh.
But we're on the new website, and shipping is a lot quicker. I'm not sure if it's that quick to where you'll get it by Christmas Day, but might be in the next week or two.
There's been some reignited interest in SimTV merchandise. I don't think I would do it the way that it did it last time. I think I would do it the way that Area does it. Maybe there's an Area SimTV hoodie.
Ooh.
Maybe. I haven't talked to anybody about this. I just came up with that idea right now. But so don't ask for it yet. It's not a thing. Here we go. Lap 88 of 130. Jake Nichols is the control car for the restart this time, and into the restart zone. Green flag, and we're racing again. Check up air. Hi, JT Poole.
Oh, big checkup in behind, a spin in behind as well. Wrecking on the front straightaway.
AJ Roderick with a hard hit inside, and the yellow's out.
Oh, they're still wrecking off into turn one. Justin and Sogak at the epicenter of it.
Yes, there's the stack up and crash with rejoining, gets into Ben Pearson into the wall there. Eric Wineland just missed that. But it all starts, watch JT Poole here. Just didn't really go.
Running on board with JT
wrong
Poole.
gear.
Yep.
Back
Got
everybody up.
a request to ride on board with Eric Wineland if you can.
Sure can. Let's do that.
Oh, whoa.
Let's go back a little further. Oh gosh.
Whoa! Oh my!
Nice reflexes there.
And more cars to Dale Jr.'s collection.
I think Dale Jr. is going to stop all incoming deliveries. Adds two more to the list of out for the night, Anna Sogak and Roderick. Some takers on pit lane, but nobody from the front running group. And while we got a moment, and we're about approaching 40 laps to go next time by. If you're not yet subscribed and you're watching on YouTube, we would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and joined us for 2024. We've got the rest of the area season and some exciting things to continuing to come to SimTV next year as far as tech and his presentation and just some really nice fun things. So if you haven't stuck around before, you should do that. We stream pretty predictably Monday through Thursdays most of the year, so there's always stuff to watch. If anything, just the starts of the races and the ends of the races are usually pretty entertaining. But as you see, sometimes tonight we get into some fun stuff midway. So stick with us live, join us on the VOD, but make sure you subscribe to SimTV. We'd super appreciate it as we head into 2024. It will mark our 6th year of operation next year.
I didn't even think about it. It's going to be coming up in year 6. Wow.
I got to redo the graphics for the YouTube page because they all say happy 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
So see how often that gets attended to.
I think we've been doing this for nearly 6 years.
Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm just kidding. It got really hard when I first moved to Chicago and was juggling all the travel I did. It's going to get equally as hard this coming year because I'm so far currently doing all but one GT World Challenge event and all the Grid Life events except one. So it is going to be the most full season of travel that I've had so far. But the great thing is that with these new leagues we've been working with, area in particular, they've been awesome about working around the schedule, and things have worked out better. This year in particular was probably the least chaotic SimTV schedule year, just because the leagues work so well around us. So that was always great. Made it a lot easier than 21 in particular. That was a tricky year.
Yeah, that was a grueling one.
Yeah, just building the plane while we're already in the air.
Same thing about all those frequent flyer miles you're going to have.
Yeah, most of it's just driving to tracks in the Midwest, though. So, I've always thought about, like, what if my Tinder bio was like, do you like traveling? And the girl's like, yeah, I love traveling. It's like, well, South Haven, Michigan, how about that, What about, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin? They're probably thinking, like, Paris.
Oh, yeah.
Rome. And I'm like, Pittsburgh. Yeah.
No, I was going to say, if you want to go anywhere,
yeah.
the middle of nowhere, USA, Gauser guy.
Hey, Hunter,
If you're going to Pittsburgh, count me in.
How close are you to Pittsburgh International Race Complex?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I am about 5 hours away from Pittsburgh.
Oh, boy.
But to Pitt Race, the racetrack. That's not near Pittsburgh. I mean, it is, because it has the name.
I'm on the other side of the
One
state.
of the commenters said, take her to Monza. Yes, I'm going to call that church. And then say, we're going to church, and we fly to Italy. And she's like, why are we flying to Italy? It's the Temple of Speed. There are two national languages in Italy, or two national religions in Italy: Catholicism and Ferrari.
And they'll say he'll be baptized in Ferrari by the end of the week.
Yeah. Ferrari to NASCAR confirmed.
Oh, God. I can't imagine. Can you imagine trying to fix
All the worst crew chiefs would go to work there. They would just
That's where they would send the race engineers for
wouldn't
that
even
one.
be
just
the
to mess
driver.
up 4 tire strategy calls. No tires, just gas.
Oh, man.
Have they not watched Cars?
I'm a one-man
Probably
show.
not.
All right.
I'm good. I believe they just haven't watched any racing of any kind because they make the worst strategy calls.
Just let the fans vote on it. It'd be better.
Basically.
It would honestly be better than what they're doing. All right, coming to the restart. Lap 93 of 130. This is winding down, and so are the cars and entries. Here we put them on the used medium, says Keita. Great flag. We're back underway. .49 dropping to the inside there, Danny Ware. Clayton Montgomery's in the middle of 3 wide. He's been there a couple times. Alex Weaver, by the way, remember he dropped out earlier, had to disconnect. He's back and only 1 lap down and in the free pass position.
We can still be that the cautions still continue to come so that we can finally get back in competition with everyone else. It's a great comeback for him. Yeah, 62, and this night's still far from over. Up at the top, Brad Sauter, Conor Yurashek duking it out for 3rd place as they're side by side through turns 1 and 2. As John Furtis tries to catch up to 73 of Jake Nichols up ahead of him.
Yeah, Euroshack having a tough time trying to get back into the lead, but Brad Slaw, on the other hand, he paid it early and in the very early stages of this race, and that's what kind of led him to this surprise run inside the top 5, where made contact with the wall, was one of the first few to pit around lap 36, and all the cautions have fallen his way, and he's running inside the top 5, trying to hold on to 4th from the charging 4 car of Cameron Hearn.
Yeah, Cameron's the highest running driver on 10 lap fresher tires, and everybody ahead of him here. You see on the leaderboard now, 17 laps on his tires versus 27 for the 3 cars ahead of him. So he's in a pretty good spot here, especially if this race goes all the way to the end. But if we go all the way to the end, I think fuel is a concern perhaps, isn't it, Finian, for those that have 28 laps on their tank?
Yeah, we're kind of pushing in here. I mean, granted, we have had run a lot of those laps under caution, so it's kind of up in the air. I think, if anything, I think the big concern is going to be whether or not the tires can make it from here to the end. As Cameron Hearn gets in the wall, I don't think he can save it.
Look out!
And somehow,
Oh my goodness.
everybody missed him. Caution's out, and free pass should go to Alex Weaver. But Cameron Hearn dodged and weaved. Everybody zigged when they were supposed to zig, and everybody zagged when they were supposed to zag. Right there, gets into the quarter panel of the 12. Kind of gets into this. Look at Chris Rabel. Oh gosh, that was so close. Which way do you go?
I think you would stay high, and last second made the right choice.
Gosh, that was
Senesek in the 09 had a good view of it too.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure. He wasn't sure where the 4 was going.
Let's try that again. Senesek in the. Where is he on course right now?
8th.
P8. Here is his view. Whoop, 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 and through. Wow. All right, pit stops and the leaders are coming.
So I think Dharma bits out. I think this could be definitely the final stop of the race for these guys. Should be able to make it to the end comfortably from here.
Yeah, easily from here, but did everybody...
Do we see any different strategy called? Do we see 2 tires or dead tires from the Ferrari section?
2 tires was the win.
3 tires.
2 tires was the call on... Actually, the Ferrari comment got to me mid-sentence there. 2 tires was the winning call on Monday. That was a pretty different scenario there where they took the tires not because of their performance benefit, but because it changed the handling of the car in a positive way, not because there was more grip. Just loosened the car up, which is what they needed. So not everybody did pit, though. Top 6, top 7 stayed out in various states here. So I don't know. I mean, this is track position play. You're going to go a couple laps, hope you get another yellow. Everyone comes for more tires, and you keep the position. But that's a lot.
Yeah, I think what a lot of the guys that stayed out, they're placing their bets. There's going to be another caution before this is over, especially towards the end of the run. So I think they feel there's not much of a point in coming in because they're probably going to have to pit again another 20 or so laps.
Justin Munsell enjoying a cold one after his accident a little earlier. There's JT Poole hanging out. JT has been down and up the order a number.
Oh, no wonder he missed the shift. He's got a Cougar behind him.
Yeah.
The Cougar's starting to sniff his shoulder.
He's now running 16th. Eric Wineland
Look,
has
he's
had...
posing with the Cougar.
And then Travis Beckner.
He knows. There you go.
So all I have to do to make Travis lose any race that he's about to win is with like 2 laps to go, change this and make sure that he get his attention. That's all that we need to do.
I think the second part of it's going to be hard. It's kind of hard to distract. Usually it's hard to distract a driver. Actually, speaking of Beckner, he has been able to fix that car up pretty much brand new. He repaired every part of that car, so should be back in the running for things.
And just a quick update on the stats here, race analysis. 10 leaders, 15 lead changes, 7 yellows. So this is leaning more towards like what we saw on Tuesday versus Monday. But it's been entertaining, and some of those crashes were just outright ugly, which is not something that we experienced a lot of on Tuesday. They were smaller wrecks.
Yeah, when they crashed tonight, they've crashed hard. Although, that being said, Cameron did a great job in the last wreck, just trying to avoid everyone. Everyone did a great job avoiding him.
Well, looks like we're going to get the one to go single, and like you mentioned, 7 yellows on the night, and the top 7 are all on the same strategy. I was going to say lead lap, but they stayed out. And speaking of 7, we're missing our 7. I don't think we've gone this far into a race without the 7 of James Skyley, who was caught up in a hot wreck with Rick's Hot Sauce on the car. So race fans, be sure to check out rickshotsauce.com for some of the best hot sauces made locally in South Florida. Try the Loxahatchee Classic, Golden Garlic, Palm Beach Pineapple, or South Beach Heat. Make sure to follow the Rick's Hot Sauce Rookie of the Year battle in the Area Cup Series and see which driver will take home the $100 prize. That's the highest finishing rookie in the point standings. Yeah, the night's been so chaotic that James Scioli is out of the race. He's always there at the end of the race, and not to mention, he's the winningest driver this season in the Pro Series. 4 wins in the 6 races that we've had, and going to be 7 tonight. But we still have an opportunity to crown a new winner in the Pro Series. Richard Thomas won at Daytona, Jake Nichols won, and Scioli's won 4 of them. So very good chance that we could see a new winner tonight, Kyle.
Certainly could. It'll be a 30-lap sprint to the end. Brad Slaughter Jr. is the control car. Shane Terrian on the inside is the runner-up. Julio Villalobos Jr. in row 2. Mason Kane, Danny Ware, Casey Lakatos. How about Casey Lakatos sneaking up there 6th place on the tail end of those older tires, though, so that strategy might not be the winning one. Let's see how things play out. 30 laps to go from Charlotte. Green flag back in the air.
Poor start for Shane Terrian, great start for Mason Kane, and especially Brad Slaughter Jr. will jump flying off in the late. Kane over the back of the 9. Trying to get a move done in turn 1 as everyone else is getting back up to speed, especially the guys on fresh tires.
And slicing and dicing, you're going to see some tight 3-wide action there right around where Senesac is and where Euroshack is right in the middle of that. Oh boy, going to get tight off 4.
Oh, man, that is dicey. Brandon Bowie and Ware tagging door panels. Here comes the 12 up the outside. Euroshack here. Contact into 1. Car on the apron there. That's the 43. Almost washes back up into Danny.
3 wide with Jake Nichols off of turn 2. Oh, 3 wide with Villalobos Jr. as well as Casey Lakatos on the bottom. They go back to 2 wide. And a stack up in behind Nichols as all the fast cars are. That's number 10 sideways.
No.
The teammates wreck out.
And Senesac's in it. Danny Ware, Clay Montgomery spinning in the grass. The caution is going to come out once more. And you just knew something had to give with the way they were racing in the middle of the turns. Tight 3-wide action, little room for error. Not sure if he had help from the Euroshack machine, but very close to it was the 12.
Let's have a look again. This is a little ways back here. But as they went off into turn 3, I think we knew something was going to go wrong. 12 gets into the 10. Bounces off, comes back down the track. God, Montgomery got absolutely someone went down pit. Did they make it? Spencer Brown? He dove for pit lane and almost clobbered the wall. Watch this. Oh! That was close.
Oh, yeah.
That was a smart move.
There.
Yeah, Bryce Senesac took a hard into the wall. In fact, it was really hard wreck for everyone running Simrad Market schemes. I think all 3 cars got taken out.
I mean, just nothing he could do in the 09. Just mind his own business, then gets clipped.
At the end.
When the engine explodes in iRacing, it literally sounds like a bomb going off. It's the most explosive engine braking I've ever heard in my life.
Imagine got like an explosion effect too on top of that.
Yeah. So, 8th caution of the night, and we're going to re-rack him, restack him, and go again. Slaughter, Therian, Nichols, Kane, Villalobos Jr., your top 5. John Furness has crept back up in here into 6th. And my pick is crashed.
Have all our picks crashed?
Nope.
No, mine has.
Euroshack is still in the running for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, sorry, I liked the script earlier.
I'm one with the script.
That would have been a good pick for me because I'm always like, I'm going to pick something different because I give everyone else the first pick.
Yeah, I decided to pull a U and was like, I'll pick James Scioli even though he's back in 25th. And for the most part, I would have been okay.
We got to check back with the standings that Michael Curran has, if he's still keeping up to date with them, because I think I've picked Euroshack maybe 3 times. This might be the 4th time tonight. I'm hoping that eventually I'll get one of these right with him, but he's just so fast, and I mean, he's running inside the top 10 right now. He's had a good car all night. He's had 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s on the year, Euroshack does. And he's finished second 3 times this season, not to mention back-to-back races from the Charlotte Roval and Dover. So eventually his wins got to come through, and one of these days I will be right.
Yeah, as far as the points go, I know that the Cup Series side is fairly updated. I don't know where the the Area Florida State Builders Pro Series ones are at. Meanwhile, I am struggling at the moment with with cat time. He was sleeping very patiently and quietly, and now he is wanting to be my friend at the moment. So that's how things are going.
When you make the new studio, you should put like a cat bed like up in the background on the wall.
Yeah. I just thought it would
I'm not sure about that. Cats have a mind of their own.
He would probably use it because I put one next to the monitors and he stays in that one. Only because he can't sit in my lap the way that I'm sitting now. Where I used to stream out of the rig, he would sit in my lap because I was kind of reclined a little bit. So I think he would kind of go wherever is comfortable. If I don't give him a space on the desk, he wouldn't go on the desk. But the thing I worry about with a mounting on the wall is twofold. One, it would look weird if he's not there. and two, Paulo's got a condition, and it would ruin my life to have him be so in the streams and then to not be someday.
Oh, yeah.
I probably don't want to specifically feature him for that purpose. But yeah, he has FELV, which is feline leukemia virus, which is a transmittable version of leukemia that cats can get. Is the second most what's the word? You know this, Finian. It's second highest death-causing disease in cats, and it is not curable. And effectively, what it does is it just shortens their lifespan quite a bit. So he's almost 2. Median age for FELV cats diagnosed at kittenhood is about 3. So we'll see, but he's doing well for now. So he just went to the vet last week, and he's on immune support, but generally in pretty good shape. So good cat though. He is a good cat. I mean, it's pretty hard to argue against that. Okay, well, this is how this is going to be for the rest of the show.
No worse positions to be in.
Indeed. So, lap 106 of 130. And coming to the restart here with about 24 laps to go. Brad Slaughter Jr. again is the control car. Shane Therian alongside him. Then Nichols, Kane, Villalobos. Here we go. Green flag back in the air here at Charlotte. Oh, crash in the background. Nope, I thought they were going to crash, but they didn't.
Continue on for now. A great start for all the drivers on the inside lane. They're going to put their way up through the order. John Furnace trying to climb up from 5th place here, looking the outside of Mason Kane. Near the front, and a couple other quick drivers trying to find their way on through. We are running out of time, approaching 20 laps to go.
Yeah, Jake Nichols looking to the inside for the lead already. 20 lap, or actually 30 lap fresher tires than the leader, Brad Slaughter. He's going to slide down to second, and up goes the 73 on top of the leaderboard in the closing stages here at Charlotte.
Yeah, he's got the best tires besides John Furnace up there in the top 5, so it's going to be hard to run him back down if you're Brad Slaughter. Probably impossible, but John Furnace led a bunch of laps, 36 earlier in this race. Could he have the car to run down Nichols here in the last 20 or so laps?
I'm really surprised that Brad Slaughter and Mason Kane and a couple other guys didn't come down to pit lane last time through. Would have been the perfect time, because I think if they were expecting it to be caution at the end of the race, I don't think we have enough cars for that to happen. So a bit surprised with that call. But John Furnace trying to find some way around the 8 and the 9 now, but he's kind of boxed in on all sides here as Jake Nichols starts to break away.
They're waiting for that super late caution where they feel like they're Superman in the last 10 laps or so. And yeah, this is getting a little dicey here right behind the leader. Actually, not right behind the leader, but behind leader Jake Nichols. He's starting to pull away as this fight for second continues between Therian, Slaughter, Furnace, JT Poole. Bell is in here, and Brandon Bowie also trying to climb back inside the top 5.
JT Poole right in the thick of this. Brad Slaughter on the outside. JT is also one of the cars on fresher tires, so he's got places to go and places to be.
It's a great run off of turn 4, side by side with Terrian. John Furnace now trying to find some sort of way on through. I think he feels like the 26 is his best bet, so they're trying to file on through on the inside lane. Terrian, I don't think he's going to be able to put up as much of a defense as he would like with those older tires, and indeed both the 26 and 28 will get on by.
My gosh, Matthew Bell made contact with the 9 and it almost sent them spinning. Now he's 3 wide in the middle. Slaughter on the outside. Boo on the
Bell with
inside.
the 8.
Oh, it's going to get tight there, and Slaughter had to give, and fortunately both of them made the corner. Here comes Weaver now. Got the lucky dog just a few moments ago. Now back inside the top 10, just like Cameron Hearn. But behind Bill Lobo Steve on board with the 62, looking for 7.
What a comeback for Alex Weaver. Down to 42nd, multiple laps down, and here he is back to 7th with 18 laps to go next time by. That is an unbelievable drive. A couple cars bouncing off the fence in the background. The 37 of Richard Thomas is one of them.
Yeah, Alex Weaver, the definition of never give up. As you see Ben Pierce fighting with Casey Lakatos, Richard Thomas here just outside the top 10. Ooh, Thomas, getting very close off to the wall off turn 4, but Lakatos will win in this battle up to 12th for him. As Connor Yershak, he's broken back inside the top 10 now, trying to move that number 12 car up a couple spots.
And well, battle for 4th now starting to take place. Tyrion holding off Bowie and Bell.
Oh, spin, crash.
Oh
to
my
37,
God,
back straight away.
Richard Thomas just spun off that turn and hit the wall hard, kind of like what we saw earlier with David Weishart.
Yeah, very similar circumstances to that. And it was on the outside. Was that Pierce that kind of got into him there?
I think so,
Yeah.
off the corner, yeah.
Bounces off the wall, and not much Thomas did wrong there. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because this is looking like it'd be a solid finish for Thomas after he's been kind of dropping a couple spots here and there in the point standings, but now he's going to be put down on pit lane. He's going to have to fix that car. I guess if there's any good news, the majority of the field's out of the race, so he won't drop too many spots, but definitely not as good as it could have been.
JT competing with me here at the cat cam.
Only way he's going to be able to compete against an actual Cougar.
Look at him teaching him. All right, well, all that fun and games aside, pit stops are happening. What was so funny about that?
He did like a little roar to the camera as he faded.
All right, so the Brad Slaughter hit pit lane, no surprises there. That could be interesting, though, because he's going to have almost a 20-lap advantage over most of the field, and the amount of lead lap cars has dwindled down to the low 20s, so I don't hate coming down to pit lane and having really good fresh tires if you can be aggressive enough to grab spots away in the last 12, 13 laps of this race.
I almost feel like he might have waited just a little bit too long. I think that previous caution would have been his better chance to come on down, but it's any time now is better than any time to come on down because he would have just kept dropping spots, so this is a better call than any to make at this point. But Jake Nichols, he looked like he was driving off into the sunset. Now we've got JT Poole, John Furnace, Brandon Bowie, Matthew Bell breathing down the neck, and then that looming threat of Brad Slaughter, Shane Terrian with fresher tires in behind.
I think I disagree slightly. I think he's running out of laps, I'll agree there. I just think that he needed enough overlap on the other strategy to have a significant and lasting advantage. If he had hit the previous time, that advantage would have been 10, 8 laps, something like that. But now he's going to have a 17 to 20 lap advantage, which I think is a more powerful and useful advantage. You're going to have less time to use it, yes, but I think you're going to have a half a second a lap advantage, which is a lot.
That is if we get green flag laps.
True.
So
true. Man, what a
big gamble.
What a turn it has been from what we anticipated this race to be.
Yeah, really was. It started like Monday. I think it's gone and exceeded beyond what Tuesday had.
Maybe 9 yellows. Didn't we get double digits on Tuesday? I'd have to check that.
11 cautions for 40 laps.
So we
Oh,
could
just seeing the amount of cars out of the race. I don't think
yes.
this many cars are tired.
Yes.
Tuesday.
The wrecks on Tuesday weren't as severe. And just a recap on some of those. I think it wouldn't hurt to, maybe it will hurt to look back on them. Which was the ugly one? Oh, this one. Right?
What's it?
Is this the one? It was.
That
With,
was, no, it was with Weisart.
what lap was that?
I could try to find it. Give me a second. It was lap 75, 76.
Got
Lap
it.
76.
Got it. All right. So it was this guy. Right about.
Yeah, look how many more cars were in the field.
This was the first of the big ones tonight. And then we had a pretty ugly one not too far later in turn 4. And then we never really got a great look at this, but this was AJ Roderick's ride into the pit wall on the front straight. And I gotta speed this up because we are running out of time here on the yellow. But all the way across the road and pow into the wall. Big hit. Field works their way around 1 and 2, getting doubled up here for a 13 lap to go restart. Lucky number 13.
Oh, God.
Do you know that Indianapolis has no 13th pit stall?
Oh, I think I remember. I remember you
yeah.
were telling me this.
No 13th pit stall at Indianapolis. No 13th floor on the pagoda. Only goes up to 9 anyway, so. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, the hot dog stands don't even go to 13 floors. Skip it.
They were going to say only 12 hot dog stands.
I paid like $30 for a bad pork tenderloin
God.
sandwich and a Gatorade and a water, and I was disappointed in Roger that day. But that's why he's a gazillionaire. So, pace car's off. Let's see who's a gazillionaire after tonight at Charlotte. 13 laps is the remaining distance. 7 minutes of run time if we go green to the end. Key term, green flag back in the air.
Solid jump for Jake Nichols off into turn 1. Furness versus JT Poole off into turns 1 and 2. Furness trying to keep it going hard on the bottom lane. See if he can clear the 26 and will just be able to. No, he can't. And Poole going to come back on that outside.
The run is too strong for JT Poole on the outside, trying to find a way to get past the Furness machine for second. Brandon Bowie in behind, putting pressure on the bumper of Poole. Furness going to clear him that time. Meanwhile, almost 3 wide out of the back coming out of turn 4. Going to be 12 to go for Jake Nichols.
Now, 21 lap old tires. Where's the Ada Slaughter on the bottom of the racetrack back here in 12th place? Last time by, he was a full second quicker than Jake Nichols. Can he get there? He's got enough time? Does he have enough space? That's the ultimate question.
He's going to try to bob and weave through this field again. He's just got to keep his fingers crossed there isn't another caution. If there is another caution, he's going to start really running out of time.
There he goes, looking to the outside, trying to get a run. Euroshack a little further up the road. Cameron Hearn might tap the wall there, but right behind him, Shane Carrion trying to squeeze through the middle. Oh my gosh, trying to make a gap there. He's just going to go to the bottom. That's how much the tires make here, Kyle.
I was going to say, he's actually ahead of Brad Slaughter, but for how much longer as Brad drives up into this?
Ooh.
So the 9's your best bet to win this race on fresher tires. Here comes the 8 on the outside.
Yeah, it's 62 Weaver through a block trying to hold the momentum, but Slaughter just has a much better speed with that extra grip from the newer tires. Rides around the outside and now is passed up to 8th position, trying to look to the inside of Cameron Hearn and Shane Tyrion, also trying to rip his way up through the order. See both these guys with their fresh tire using the grip. You see Shane Tyrion now battling with Brandon Bowie just up ahead.
Oh, close to the wall there is Bowie, but these guys were waiting for the right time to use their final set of tires as they're, like I said, they're going to wait till around 10 to go so they can get that last bit of effort in. And Shane Tyrion's up to 3rd, he's up to 2nd, and looking to take 2nd away from Furness. Slaughter trying to take 4th away from JT Poole. But the number 9 and the number 8 fastest cars on the track head to the podium spot.
Yeah, they're on a mission right now, and I think they're going to get there. Even with the yellow, they might still have enough time if that were to go green after that, but they need to get there first. It's not over till it's over. Down the back straightaway here. Coming to 8 to go. Nichols is losing his advantage, and he's not going to have anything to respond to the 9.
Yeah, I was going to say, this worked out better, way better than I expected it for these guys. Oh, as they get contact off the corner as Shane Therian wrestles the lead away from Jake Nichols here.
Final laps here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Shane Therian, Brad Slaughter, fastest cars on the track. They're 1-3 right now. Slaughter just took third away. Here he comes with a massive run off turn 2, looking for second. He's going to take it with ease from Jake Nichols.
Wasting no time now. He has 7 laps to run down Therian. Is he faster than that number 9? Behind him, this is going to be a crash if they don't sort this. 3 wide with 62 in the middle.
They're getting really dicey here at the end. Everyone's just getting at their all. If you don't use it for tires now, you don't have any more time to really use them up here as you come to the later laps. Just up ahead of them, Brandon Bowie trying to hold off Mason Kane and Matthew Bell in behind.
Oh, Weaver tapping the wall. Juracek going low to try and pass in, and Mason Kane looking to better his finishing position underneath the Bowie machine, looking for 7th. Going to take that with P. Now we're looking underneath Poole for P6 on the track. Third door-to-door with 7 laps to go. As Therian still trying to fend off the charging Brad Slaughter. Now 6 to go in the middle, 1 and 2.
Yeah, a little bit quicker last time for Slaughter, but it wasn't by a lot. Goes from 4/10 to 3/10. But it's such a small advantage. And Shane's got a lot of tire he can use up. So does the 8, but it's easier to play defense than offense here this late in the game. 5 laps to go this time through. That strategy just played out so well.
Really did. Julio Villalobos Jr. also played good strategy. Now up to 4th, trying to chase down Jake Nichols. See he can break inside the top 3. And he's catching up on that 73 really quickly. I don't think he's going to catch these two, but that's a solid shot at Jake Nichols.
One of these front 2 have just broken away from Jake Nichols. Villalobos Jr. also with a very strong run inside the top 5. He might have a podium finish here by the time this one's over, as they're coming across the stripe. 4 laps remaining from Charlotte.
Down into turn 1. 2.5 tenths is the difference between Therian and Slaughter Jr., but Brad's not making much inroads there.
He's been doing his best. If Therian can hold on, this will be his first win since Daytona in season 3 for the number 9 machine.
Here he comes to the inside of Jake Nichols. It is none other than Villalobos Jr. running in 3rd, trying to clear the 73. Only temporary unless you can complete the pass on him. Mason Kane not too far down the road, looking to close in and possibly better positioned by another spot or 2.
Julio's going to clear Jake Nichols, but just. That was a tight pass there for P3, but he's got a lot more tire. It should be easy to put distance on him now. Slaughter has used up what he had on Therian. Not closer. 7/10 back. 2 laps to go for the leaders.
Starting to see the field spread a little bit more out, especially as the drivers who just came into pit lane, their strategy working to a T. All 4 of them inside the top 6.
Rolling through 3 and 4 for the final time. The Lewiston, Maine native was so close to winning at Daytona. He's got 1 more lap to do so at Charlotte. White flag in the air, 1 final time around.
Shane Therian in the number 9, down to the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Tire strategy was the name of the game. From 35th place tonight, this is more than a notch in the feather in the cap, a notch in the handle for Shane Therian. Through 3 and 4, 35th down to 41st, all the way to the top step. Shane Therian in the number 9, Toyota GR Supra wins at Charlotte. Brad Slaughter Jr., Julio Villalobos Jr., Jake Nichols, and Mason Kane, the rest of your top 5.
Solid run there for the end. Glad we were able to see it finish under green and see the 9 and the 8 absolutely blitz through the field, but Shane Daring gonna be on top of that and be on top of the scoring pile, and as he will win here at Charlotte. This actually be his first non-super speedway win here in the Area Pro Series. This is only 2 wins have come at Daytona.
Got a third one in the record books now, and a little congratulatory bump from Jake Nichols. I mean, what a strategy call from all those guys that the 5 of the top 6 made their final pit stop underneath that last caution. Tyrion Slaughter Jr., Villalobos Jr. with the podium spot. Mason Kane finished 5th, Eugenio Alonso P6th. Those guys played it right. They got the cautions to fall in their favor, and in the end, they all get top 10 runs, and for Tyrion, it's a win on the season.
Just in the chat, I had a bit of a Rick Allen call there at the end. I was looking for notch in the belt is the term I was looking for.
Yeah, I was going to say notch in the handle felt a little weird.
It was Vince Welched it there at the end, but oh well.
The wheel!
It's still and perfect. He's climbed the mountain of all wins. All right, let's have a look at these results and get out of here. Jane Therian, Brad Slaughter Jr., Julio Villalobos Jr. I'm excited to talk to him. Jake Nichols, Mason Kane, Eugenio Alonso, John Furness, JT Poole, Brennan Bowie, and Matthew Bell, your top 10. Interesting top 10 here, Finian, but I think the most interesting thing of all is that we had a lot of really good cars not make it anywhere near the front for the tail end. Connor Urashak is one of them. He ran so good, but the strategy was his Achilles heel tonight.
Yeah, really bit him in the end. Just was not able to get a good run forward and get something going. He's got a decent 13th place finish for him. Then he got Fairmont Montgomery, Alex Weaver coming back to 16th. I think he also fell at the tail end of the strategy, but still recovered greatly after being kicked out of the race. Joining back in laps down, made up for it. Pierce, Rabel, Martin, Travis Beckner, way down in 20th. Rounding out your top 20, and then really when you get to the second page, you really start to see where a lot of guys got taken out.
Oh, yeah. Wyland, Falliker, Nico Garcia. Spencer Brown had an interesting race, comes home 24th. Richard Thomas there at the end had a late race caution. Durham, Danny Ware, Alan Elwood, Senesac, and Alex Bell all being caught up in carnage at the very end.
And looking down the last couple of pages here, those that, well, everybody on this page and beyond out. Really everyone from the previous page was out as well, save for a few. But, yeah, big news here, David Weishart. Hopefully that team can get over the disaster that was this week and they can move on, build a new chassis for next. Ryan Hart's down there in the 3. That was a disappointing night for him as well. There's Gil Holmes, Garrett Grant, Bronson Stafford all out early in this one. Julio Villalobos Jr., 3rd place tonight in the number 78. Julio, congratulations. Job well done. Played the strategy perfectly. Good to finally talk to you. And a great way to end a 130-lap race here tonight. Take us through your evening.
Yeah, it was a really cool race. You know, I have really good luck in the first yellow, and over there was just trying to play the best strategy here.
Yeah, and of course, we're using the new dynamic track model that iRacing implemented a couple of weeks ago, and that changed a lot on Tuesday in particular. Everyone said it made a huge change, huge adjustment to the different lines they could use. How much could you move around throughout the night and try different lanes to find speed?
Yeah, sometimes was really difficult because my car was too tight and I really like to drive loose, but at the end, the last set of tires helped me a lot to get into the 3rd place.
Julio, congratulations. Good to finally talk to you. Enjoy this one. Great points night for you in that number 78 Toyota. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And 2nd place tonight, Brad Slaughter Jr. had the strategy figured out, but Shane had you one better. 2nd place tonight, but given where you started, I'm sure you'll take this one.
Yeah, again, man, put myself behind the 8 ball to start the race off with qualifying way on back there in the back. Had some work to do, but again, man, I'm a pretty big fan of this new, whatever this is, oval refresh. This setup was pretty tight, but you could still kind of make some moves and get up through traffic and all. But overall, yeah, good night, man. I mean, to get a 3rd and a 2nd here this week at Charlotte, definitely not expected at all. So we'll take that, and congrats to Shane, man. That's awesome to Shane finally get him another one there. I know he's happy about that. I'm one of these days I'm going to get me an Xfinity win here in area, but yeah, overall, man, pretty good night. Played the strategy good. I got lucky with the way the cautions fell. Obviously, you got to have a little bit of luck to do it sometimes, but it is what it is. We'll take it.
Brad Slaughter, second place tonight in the number 8 Supra. Brad, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Shane Terrian wins his third ever victory in area. The other two came at Daytona. In Daytona, Season 2 and Season 3. Shane, congratulations. Third win in the series, and first on a non-super speedway. And it was the strategy, it was the speed. It all came together at the very end. Congratulations. 35th down to 41st to first. Take us through your night and your climb back to victory there at the end.
I don't even know. That was wild. I got that caution came out at the perfect time for those tires, man. That was ridiculous. I don't know. I had such an up and down night. I was up there, back down to 42nd, up there, back down to like 28th. I had no idea what was going to happen, but man, I said to myself, like 2 to go, I was like, if I win this race, I feel like that was some masterful maneuvering through the field to get up here. I hope it looked really good on the broadcast.
No, it was a lot of fun to watch. It had to be even more fun to drive, but as far as that gap, that differential goes tonight, we knew the tires were worth a lot. When you were carving your way through the field there, was there ever a doubt in your mind that you'd be able to get through it, or were you pretty confident that you could slice and dice and get to the front?
I think if it stayed green, I think I had very high hopes I could. I wasn't sure I was going to stay ahead of Brad, though. I was like, I'm going to finish second to Brad. He's gonna get through here better than I did. But when I don't know who it was, but someone got EOL for the caution, they went to the back. I got to restart on the top, which I think was my saving grace. So yeah, if we stayed green, I was like, I think I can get there. If we don't stay green, I don't think I can get there, because this league is notorious for late yellows. They just keep coming and keep coming. So luckily they stayed green.
Shane, congratulations. Job well done tonight. Take the number 9 Supra to victory lane. Enjoy this one and celebrate the holidays, and we'll see you on the other side. Best of luck to you in the next round.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
All right, guys. Tonight was a fun one. It was a long one. I've been broadcasting for going on 4 hours now since the SRO stream started a little earlier tonight. One right into the other. But with that chaos came some exciting racing this evening. I am very, very happy with the way that this dynamic track seems to be playing out. And we had some big incidents tonight, but kept things interesting. Certainly wasn't what we expected, but now we just get to take a couple weeks off, head into the holidays, and come back with a charity race, and then right back into round number 8.
Yeah, I was going to say some great racing to wrap up just towards the tail end of 2023 for these guys. I think the overall refresh, definitely a great thing for iRacing. Saw guys making moves on the bottom, some guys making moves on the top, and some guys making moves in the middle of the racetrack. So great race overall, a little bit messy, filled with quite a bit of attrition, but fantastic racing all night long. And also some great racing to Capital, because I'll be heading over to India for the next 2 weeks, so I'm going to be out of the country. So looking forward to that.
Ooh, indeed. That's a good trip for you, Finian. Hopefully all the best on the travels to and from India. But yeah, what a great race we had tonight. I mean, just knew that chaos was going to happen with 43 cars in the field. We saw that, and we saw a very interesting finish right at the very end where strategy played into the hands of 6 or 5 of the top 6 there, including Shane Terrian, the winner, Slaughter in second, and then Villalobos Jr. in third. That's his second Pro Series start, and he came through with a podium finish. So great finishes all around for those guys. And yeah, the next time we'll be live will be on January 4th for the area charity event for pro late dirt models from the Charlotte Dirt Track, in which you can find out more info about that on our website at areairacing.com.
Yeah, we're off until January 4th here at SimTV, so everyone enjoy your holidays no matter what you celebrate, and we'll see you back right here on SimTV on the 4th of January in the year 2024. Thanks so much for watching and supporting us in 5 years of broadcasting here on SimTV. We start year 6 coming up in a few weeks. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.